You're over 60, maybe born in the 1950s or 60s. You've lived through challenges, raised families, built a life, but now something far smaller is threatening your freedom, your own legs. Out of nowhere, a sharp, twisting pain takes over your calf or foot. Your muscles lock, your toes curl, and you're frozen in place. It's not just the pain, it's the fear of when it will happen again. Nighttime leg cramps in seniors aren't harmless. They can strip away your confidence to walk alone, make you dread bedtime, and leave you exhausted before the day even begins. And here's the most frustrating part. You've tried everything: magnesium, potassium, hydration, stretching. Yet the cramps keep coming back, like they're ignoring every effort you make. If you've ever thought, why me? I'm doing everything right. So why is this still happening? You're not alone. Millions over 60 are stuck in the same cycle. And the truth is, most advice only scratches the surface. These cramps are more than just tight muscles. They're a warning sign that your nerves, circulation, and mineral balance might already be working against you. Every night you hope for rest, but instead you brace yourself for another ambush. You wake up aching, unsteady, and afraid of losing the independence you fought for your whole life. That fear? It's not in your head. If these cramps go unchecked, they can lead to weaker legs, more falls, and slower recovery after even the smallest strain. In this video, we're going to expose why leg cramps in seniors are so relentless, why our generation is hit harder than most, and, most importantly, the proven steps you can take starting tonight to break the cycle. Because this isn't about just stopping cramps, it's about keeping your legs strong, your nights peaceful, and your independence intact. Don't leave until you know this. As we age, our bodies don't just change on the outside. Deep inside, the systems that regulate balance, not just our physical balance, but the chemical balance that keeps every muscle and nerve working, start to shift in ways we often overlook. One of the most overlooked changes after 60 is how we manage electrolytes: potassium, magnesium, sodium, and calcium. These minerals aren't just nice to have, they are the electrical wiring of your muscles. Without the right levels, even simple movements can become difficult, and nighttime leg cramps can strike without warning. For many seniors, this imbalance begins silently. The thirst reflex, that built-in alarm that tells you to drink water, weakens with age. You may go hours without drinking, thinking you're fine, when in reality your body cells are running on a deficit. It's not just about water volume, it's about the quality of that hydration. If you're replacing lost fluids with plain water, but not replenishing potassium or magnesium for cramps, you could be diluting your electrolyte levels even further. The result? Muscles that feel tight, twitch without reason, and lock up during the night. Picture this. You spend the afternoon gardening, walking, or simply sitting in the sun reading. You don't feel thirsty, but you're sweating, even if just lightly. Sweat carries electrolytes out of your body. By evening, your muscles are already primed for trouble. You sit down for dinner, maybe have a cup of tea later, and go to bed. Around midnight or early morning, the imbalance finally shows itself. Your calf seizes, your foot twists, and you're jolted out of sleep. That's your body's desperate signal. It's not just asking for water, it's begging for minerals. Science confirms this connection. Research shows that potassium helps muscles relax after they contract, while magnesium for cramps supports nerve signaling and prevents overactive muscle firing. Without enough of these minerals, the nerves misfire, sending contract messages to your muscles without the relax signal to follow. And when age-related changes in kidney function alter how you retain or excrete these electrolytes, the problem becomes even harder to manage without a plan. This is why hydration for seniors needs a different approach than it did in your younger years. It's not just about drinking 8 glasses a day, it's about drinking the right fluids at the right times. That might mean adding a pinch of electrolyte powder to your water in the evening, eating potassium-rich foods like avocado or leafy greens at dinner, or taking your magnesium supplement with a light snack before bed. These small adjustments can mean the difference between waking up refreshed and waking up in pain. If you've ever woken up with a cramp and thought, but I drink plenty of water, it might be time to ask the real question. Am I drinking enough and the right kind of water? Because after 60, water alone often isn't enough. Your body's needs have changed, your thirst signals have faded, and your muscles can't afford to run on empty. The good news is that once you understand this, you can take control. By pairing proper hydration with targeted electrolyte intake, you're not just preventing cramps, you're supporting every heartbeat, every step, and every movement your body makes. That's the kind of balance that keeps you strong, steady, and confident well into your 70s and beyond. Your heart may still beat strong, but if the roads your blood travels on are worn down, blocked, or narrowed, your muscles may be starving even when you think they're getting enough. After 60, one of the most silent and damaging changes in the body is arterial stiffening, when the blood vessels that used to be flexible and responsive become rigid, narrow, or lined with deposits. Think of your arteries like water pipes in an old house. When they're new, water flows freely, delivering fresh, clean supply to every faucet. But over decades, sediment builds up. Rust clings to the walls, narrowing the passage, slowing the flow, and sometimes even trapping pockets of stagnant water. That's exactly what happens inside your body when your arteries lose elasticity. Blood still moves, but it doesn't reach your muscles with the same force, volume, or freshness it once did. This reduced blood circulation after 60 means your leg muscles, especially the calves and feet, can miss out on vital oxygen and nutrients. Without that constant feed, they fatigue faster, recover slower, and become more prone to spasms. In fact, poor circulation is one of the most overlooked triggers of muscle cramps in elderly, especially those that happen at night when you're lying down and blood flow naturally slows. You might not even notice the early signs. Maybe your legs feel colder than they used to. Maybe you see more swelling at the ankles. Or maybe you just get cramps more often and chalk it up to getting older. But inside, your muscles are operating in a low-resource state, much like a car trying to run with a clogged fuel line. Medical research shows that stiffened arteries can reduce nutrient delivery to muscle fibers by up to 30%. That's a huge drop, enough to impact muscle performance, healing, and strength. And once oxygen delivery falls, muscles are more likely to contract involuntarily, creating the painful cramps you feel at night or after mild activity. This is where the right senior health tips can make all the difference. Gentle walking after meals, leg elevating stretches, and simple ankle rotations before bed can help push blood through sluggish vessels. Pair these with foods and supplements that support vascular health, like omega-3s, vitamin K2, and magnesium, and you can keep your pipes clearer for longer. Even staying well hydrated can improve blood viscosity, making it easier for your heart to push nutrients all the way to your toes. If you've been focusing only on muscles and ignoring circulation, you might be missing the root cause. It's not just about having enough potassium or magnesium. If the delivery system is failing, those nutrients never reach the muscle in the first place. And that's why you can be doing everything right for cramps, but still wake up in pain. So before you dismiss your cramps as just bad luck or age, ask yourself, is my blood really feeding my legs enough? Because in the fight against nighttime cramps and muscle weakness, healthy circulation is not optional. It's the foundation. And the stronger you keep your arteries, the longer you keep your independence, your mobility, and your peace of mind. It's easy to think of muscle as something permanent, a part of you that stays unless you stop moving entirely. But after 60, the rules change. A condition called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength, begins to accelerate. And if you're not getting enough high-quality protein every single day, your body simply doesn't have the building blocks to keep up. Picture your legs as two strong tree trunks in your prime years, dense and full of power. Over time, without enough nutrition to maintain them, they begin to thin, not in a dramatic overnight collapse, but in subtle daily losses, a pound of muscle here, a few fibers there. You might not notice it week by week, but over the course of a year or two, the difference is startling. This is what experts mean by muscle loss after 60, a steady, quiet erosion that leaves legs weaker, balance less stable, and recovery from even minor exertion much slower. The process is faster than most people realize. Research shows that after age 60, adults can lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass each decade. And for those who are less active or undernourished, the rate can be much higher. And once that muscle is gone, it's not as easy to rebuild as it was in your 40s. One of the biggest drivers of this decline is insufficient protein. Many seniors think they're eating enough because they have a portion of meat or dairy once or twice a day. But the reality is, the body's protein needs actually increase with age due to reduced efficiency in muscle protein synthesis. Without adequate intake, ideally spread across all meals, your body starts breaking down existing muscle to meet its needs elsewhere. And here's the connection to cramps. Muscle tissue isn't just about movement. It also stores minerals like potassium and magnesium and acts as a reservoir for fluid balance. Less muscle means fewer reserves, making your muscles more sensitive to dehydration and electrolyte shifts. That's why protein for seniors isn't just about getting stronger. It's about protecting against nighttime leg cramps and maintaining overall muscle health. Imagine two people over 60. One prioritizes protein at every meal, includes resistance exercises a few times a week, and keeps an eye on hydration. The other eats lightly, skips protein at breakfast, and doesn't do much strength work. Both might look similar on the outside for a while, but inside, the second person's legs are losing muscle fiber by muscle fiber, each day making it harder to stand up from a chair, walk without fatigue, or resist a painful cramp. The solution doesn't have to be complicated. It starts with awareness. Knowing your daily protein target, often around 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight for seniors, and making sure you hit it consistently. Spread your protein across meals, add easy options like Greek yogurt, eggs, fish, or plant-based proteins, and combine with simple leg-strengthening movements to signal your body to keep what you have. So before you chalk up your leg weakness or cramps to just getting older, ask yourself, do I know how fast my leg muscles disappear after 60? Because with the right habits, you can slow that loss, rebuild what's been slipping away, and keep your legs strong enough to carry you and your independence for years to come. Your muscles don't work in isolation. Every movement, every step, every night you sleep peacefully depends on a hidden network. Your nerves delivering signals, your muscles responding instantly, and your bones providing the stable framework. But for that system to work, your body needs the right nutrients in the right amounts. And after 60, deficiencies in vitamins like D3, K2, and B12 become far more common, often without you realizing it. Let's start with vitamin D3. It's not just for bones. It plays a critical role in muscle contraction and nerve signaling. Without enough D3, your muscles can feel weaker, slower to respond, and more prone to cramping. Low D3 also impacts calcium absorption, which if left unchecked, can lead to calcium ending up in your arteries and muscles instead of your bones, setting the stage for stiffness and pain. Then there's vitamin K2. While D3 helps you absorb calcium, K2 makes sure it goes to the right place, into your bones, not your muscles or blood vessels. Without K2, calcium can accumulate where it doesn't belong, making muscles tighter, blood vessels stiffer, and circulation less efficient. This combination is especially dangerous after 60, when natural flexibility in tissues is already declining. And finally, vitamin B12, the nerve protector. B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves that ensures fast, accurate signal transmission. Without enough B12, nerve signals can misfire or slow down, leading to muscle twitches, numbness, tingling, and the kind of cramps that wake you up in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, B12 absorption drops sharply with age, especially if you take certain medications like acid reducers or metformin. When these deficiencies overlap, the impact on your muscles can be dramatic. Picture the wiring in your home. If the insulation breaks down, Wires cross, lights flicker, and devices fail. That's what happens in your body when nerve signals and muscle responses are compromised by nutrient shortages. You might stretch, hydrate, even take magnesium for sleep. But if your nerve-muscle connection is starved of these critical vitamins, the cramps will keep coming back. The frustrating part? Routine blood tests often miss early deficiencies. You might be told everything looks fine while your legs tell a very different story at 2 a.m. That's why the best supplements for seniors often include a targeted combination: D3 plus K2 for bone and muscle synergy, B12 for nerve integrity, and magnesium to calm overactive muscles and support restful sleep. Addressing these gaps isn't just about preventing cramps. It's about keeping your nervous system sharp, your muscles responsive, and your balance steady, all crucial for maintaining independence after 60. Foods can help: fatty fish, eggs, leafy greens, fermented foods, and lean meats. But supplementation is often necessary, especially for those with absorption issues or limited sun exposure. So before you blame your cramps entirely on dehydration or aging, ask yourself, could I be missing a vitamin I don't even know about? Because sometimes the smallest nutrients make the biggest difference in keeping your legs strong, your nights peaceful, and your steps confident for years to come. Leg cramps rarely strike out of nowhere. More often, they're the result of small, repeated choices that set the stage hours before you even climb into bed. After 60, the combination of reduced activity during the day and poor evening habits can create the perfect nighttime trap for painful cramps. Think about a typical evening. You've spent much of the day sitting, reading, watching TV, or on the computer. Maybe you took a short walk, but for the most part, your leg muscles stayed idle. Muscles are like sponges. They need movement to squeeze out stale blood and pull in fresh, oxygen-rich flow. Without that gentle pumping action, circulation slows, and the muscles are left with low oxygen and depleted minerals, a dangerous setup for nighttime spasms. Then comes dinner. If your last meal is heavy, high in refined carbs or sugar, your blood sugar spikes and then crashes later in the evening. This crash can disrupt nerve function and electrolyte balance, especially potassium and magnesium, both crucial for muscle relaxation. Add in salty snacks, alcohol, or caffeine late in the day, and you've just increased your risk further by promoting dehydration and stimulating overactive muscle nerves. Even what you don't do matters. Skipping a light evening stretch or refusing to move after dinner means your calf and foot muscles stay in a shortened position for hours. Then when you finally lie down, circulation slows even more, and the muscles, already tight, are primed to contract suddenly. This is why so many cramps happen just as you're drifting into deep sleep or in the early hours of the morning. The right bedtime routine for seniors can flip this script entirely. Gentle ankle rotations, calf raises, or a slow walk around the house after dinner can reoxygenate your muscles and flush out built-up waste products that contribute to cramping. Pairing this with proper hydration, not just water, but a small glass of electrolyte-rich fluid, ensures your muscles have the minerals they need through the night. Avoiding common traps is just as important as adding good habits. That means limiting alcohol and caffeine in the afternoon, avoiding overly salty or sugary late-night snacks, and not going to bed immediately after a heavy meal. For some seniors, even shifting magnesium intake to the evening can be a game changer, especially when combined with foods rich in potassium, like a small banana or a few slices of avocado. Knowing how to stop leg cramps at night isn't just about what you take. It's about what you do and don't do before bed. Movement, nutrition, hydration, and relaxation all work together to keep your muscles calm when you sleep. And once you see how each choice adds up, you can avoid falling into the nighttime trap altogether. So before you blame your cramps entirely on age or bad luck, ask yourself, could I be unknowingly triggering my cramps? Because breaking this cycle doesn't require a complete lifestyle overhaul. Just small, consistent changes in your evening routine that can make the difference between a restless night in pain and a peaceful night of deep restorative sleep. Before you click away, pause for a moment and think about this. How many more nights do you want to be woken up by that sharp, twisting pain in your legs? If you've ever shot out of bed at 2 a.m. clutching your calf, you know it's not just a little discomfort. It's a full-blown interruption to your life, your rest, and your confidence to move freely the next day. I want to hear from you, your age, and the worst leg cramp you've ever experienced. Was it after a hot day, after skipping dinner, or did it strike without warning? Type it in the comments below. Your story could help someone else realize they're not alone, and it might even be the missing clue to solving their own cramps. But don't stop here. This channel is packed with science-backed, senior-friendly solutions that most doctors don't have time to explain in detail. From specific nutrients your muscles crave, to bedtime routines that prime your legs for a peaceful night, you'll find everything here, all explained in plain, easy-to-follow steps. And here's the truth. Missing the next video could mean missing the tip that keeps you sleeping through the night. I'm about to share the one habit proven to cut nighttime cramps in half for seniors over 60, and it takes less than 5 minutes before bed. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and stay with us right here on the channel. Every tip here is carefully designed to keep your legs strong, your circulation healthy, and your nights peaceful and cramp-free. You want to wake up tomorrow without pain, right? Then don't miss what's coming next. It could be the one simple, powerful change that transforms every single night from now on.